57 Palestinians starve, the humanitarian crisis in Gaza. In a heartbreaking turn of events, at least 57 Palestinians have succumbed to starvation during the relentless 60-day blockade imposed by Israel on Gaza. This dire situation unfolds as the Israeli military intensifies its bombing campaigns and ground offensives, leaving countless families in despair. Since March 2nd, the lifeline of food, clean water, medical supplies, and fuel has been severed, with hundreds of aid trucks stranded along the roadside, unable to enter the besieged territory. The line of waiting lorries stretches an astonishing 45 kilometers from the Gaza-Egypt border to El Arish in Egypt's Sinai, a stark reminder of the humanitarian crisis unfolding. The media office of Gaza's Hamas government revealed that among the victims, many are innocent children, alongside the elderly and those suffering from chronic illnesses. One of the most heart-wrenching cases reported by Al Jazeera is that of Janan Salah al-Sakafi, a baby girl who tragically lost her life to malnutrition and dehydration in a hospital in Gaza City. Catherine Russell, the director of UNICEF, highlighted the alarming statistics. Over 9,000 children have been admitted to hospitals this year due to acute malnutrition. Hundreds more children in desperate need of treatment are unable to access it because of the ongoing insecurity and displacement, she lamented. With each passing day of the blockade, the risk of starvation, illness, and death looms larger for these vulnerable children. Nothing can justify this suffering, Ms. Russell stated emphatically. The situation is further exacerbated by a severe lack of clean water, with 3/4 of households unable to access enough for drinking, hygiene, and cooking. Vaccines are running low, and diseases are spreading rapidly, particularly acute watery diarrhea, which accounts for 25% of reported illnesses in Gaza. This is especially life-threatening for children under 5. Ms. Russell reiterated UNICEF's urgent calls for the release of Israeli hostages, an end to the blockade, and a cessation of the ongoing conflict, which she warned is pushing Gaza's children to the brink of despair. In response, Israel has stated it will maintain the blockade until it can ensure that aid reaches Palestinian civilians without being intercepted by Hamas or Islamic Jihad. However, officials from the UN and other aid organizations have refuted claims that aid has been misappropriated by militants. Humanitarian officials have expressed skepticism about Israel's plans to use its military to distribute supplies, deeming it impractical and potentially harmful. They argue that this approach could serve Israel's military and political goals while limiting who can receive aid. Israel has proposed allowing just 60 aid trucks, merely a fraction of what is needed, to enter Gaza through a single crossing in the south. Aid officials have criticized this plan as grossly inadequate, with one international aid agency leader calling it a joke and a mere tactic to alleviate international pressure rather than a genuine effort to address the humanitarian crisis. The Israeli military, along with U.S. private security contractors, would oversee the distribution of aid at 5 hubs located south of the Netzarim corridor, which divides Gaza just south of Gaza City. This arrangement would effectively deny access to aid for Palestinians in the north and force them into overcrowded, safe areas, designated by Israel in the south. Each hub would provide a mere 20 kilograms food parcel to 500 to 600 households either weekly or bi-weekly. 28 organizations have warned that this could lead to the permanent displacement of Palestinians, forcing them to live under conditions akin to internment. They have proposed establishing 100 distribution sites to better serve Gaza's 2.3 million residents. As Gavin Kelleher, an aid worker from the Norwegian Refugee Council, pointed out, humanitarian aid is far more complex than just handing out food rations in a box once a month. Aid agencies have raised concerns that Israel has not adequately planned for essential services like water delivery, healthcare, and infrastructure repair. Despite the gravity of the situation, the Israeli government press office has not responded to inquiries regarding the humanitarian crisis in Gaza.